She puts her bikini on his eyes and makes him blind for a while. Hey guys, movie recap here. Today, I'll show you the movie Love Match from 2014. Let's go. We start at a cool, colorful place, where a guy interacts with a girl while he plays video games. It seems he is very fond of the girl and tries to have contact with her. He first tries to touch her with a robot and then hugs her from behind. She refuses because she says it's better if their relationship stays the way it is. The guy is almost on top of her and doesn't want to let her go. He then says he loves her. We find out that this guy is a professor, and that the girl is a student in one of his art classes. They somehow live together. We then see them arriving at the school separately. The girl arrived at the school first and went up some stairs. Hae-ju, the teacher, arrived and nagged some students for checking out the girl, even though he was checking her out as well. Kong Sin-hye, the girl, is very beautiful and smiles a lot. She's also very friendly. She enters the classroom and sits next to a guy she likes. We see them talking for a moment while the class starts. They laugh, and Hae-ju notices this while starting his class. He gets visibly jealous. The teacher gets into his role and marks Kong Sin-hye absent from that class because he said she was too distracted to pay attention and didn't announce her presence in the class. Hae-ju tells her that she can't speak with other students, but Kong Sin-hye notices that the zip on his trousers was undone, and embarrassed him in front of the rest of the students. Later that day, Hae-ju waited for Kong Sin-hye and the other student outside of the school. As a crazy ex-boyfriend, he followed them to the place of the guy and parked the car near it. He was steaming when he saw them enter the building, and began calling Kong Sin-hye multiple times on her phone to try and stop what was happening. She was comfortable with this guy and ignored all the calls from his teacher. While Hae-ju was still calling her, she let the other guy touch her feet and eventually kissed him. They started making out and getting comfy. Meanwhile, Hae-ju grabbed a marker and wrote "son of a bitch" on the board of the building. He then went to his place to take out all the stuff from Kong Sin-hye. He didn't even pack all her clothes and just left her travel suitcase outside the door, with her underwear on it. Still raging, he sent her a message saying all her things were outside, and that she should collect them and find another place to live. Kong Sin-hye had to interrupt her thing with the guy she liked and returned to her place. The teacher had already changed the locks and wasn't allowing her to enter the place. Kong Sin-hye started hitting the doors and Hae-ju finally opened to her. She told him he had been silly with his decision and unpacked her stuff. The teacher said he wanted them to be something better, and Kong Sin-hye suggested they should be like a brother and a sister. He accepted that, proceeding to touch her again because he said that siblings feel each other. Kong Sin-hye rejected him again and looked him off. The next day, we see that some of the teachers at the school, including Hae-ju, are taking some coffee. They are discussing that the next teacher they hire should be a woman. Hae-ju is in charge of it. At that moment, a pretty woman arrived and asked them for the teacher's vacant. She is applying for the job. The woman is called Eun Chae-song, a recent graduate. Hae-ju interviewed her and accepted her almost immediately. He told her to go to his next class to learn some things about teaching at that place. She went to the class and sit in the front row. We notice that Hae-ju is a teacher that is more interested in the beauty of his female students than in his classes. He looks at Eun Chae-song several times during the class and then invites her to walk outside. She says that he is like a mentor to her. Hae-ju returned home and found out that Kong Sin-hye was sleeping with her underwear on. He took his pants off and tried to lie with her, but she woke up and pushed him off. He insists a lot, but she doesn't want to. The next day, we see him chasing Eun Chae-song around the library while she is consulting some books. He is clumsy and lets a book fall on top of him. After that, we see him trying to give a lecture in one of his art classes. He fails miserably. His body was in the class, but his mind was fantasizing about the new teacher. His lesson was so annoying that even Kong Sin-hye had to start clapping, so it wasn't such an awkward moment between the teacher and his students. Later, Hae-ju goes to the gym, and Eun Chae-song is there just exercising. The guy gets excited because she is doing some stretching and gets close to her. She notices it and pushes him off, causing him to end up on the floor. He pretends to faint, and the new teacher gets on top of him to try to make him breathe again. Hae-ju used this chance to grab her ass. She slaps him again and he ends up bruised. Later, at night, Hae-ju is also fantasizing while he is sleeping. It seems there is only one thing in the world he can think about, even when asleep. The next day he spots Eun Chae-sun doing some yoga exercises. He approaches her again to touch her, but she sees him and he stops. They go to the cafeteria together, and she says she wants to be slimmer because she wants to become a model. Ju promises that he will photograph her later. Ju then entered his office. Kong Sin-hai went there and demanded that he had to help her with a drawing. He said he couldn't do that there because it would be a scandal. However, Kong Sin-hai gets closer to him and he finally agrees. Another teacher enters the room, so Kong Sin-hai hides under her teacher's desk. Ju asked him to leave, but he noticed a shoe under the desk. He grabbed and didn't spot Kong Sin-hai somehow. The thing was that this teacher's wife had the same shoes as Kong Sin-hai, and the teacher wanted to know if it was maybe her wife that had been with Ju. She showed that she had both of her shoes, and the teacher returned to put the shoe right where he had grabbed it. Kong Sin-hai was still there and remained unnoticed. Ju had left because someone had called him requesting his photography skills. Later, Ju was in his car with Eun Chai's son. She told him a guy was disturbing her with calls, and Ju picked up and said that the guy should leave his girlfriend alone. He then takes Eun Chai's son to his place to take some yoga pictures. He removes everything that may indicate that Kong Sin-hai lived there. Eun Chai's son put on her yoga clothes and they did the photo session. They later went out for some drinks. Ju got wasted and then took his colleague to his place and tried touching her again. She pushed him off, but the guy tried to drag her to his bed, saying that he was a virgin. He asked for her help, but she just put her hand on his mouth and kissed her hand. The next day, Ju goes to meet the guy that was requesting him a job. He finished the business and was happy. On his return, Kong Sin-hai got into the car and got mad with him. Later, Ju returned to his place with Eun Chai's son. He said she should take a bath to be able to watch while she did it. After more of the same, Eun Chai's son finally agreed to teach him how to kiss and how to be with a woman. While they're enjoying each other, Kong Sin-hai knocks on the door, as she had arrived home. Ju said that it was the other door and ignored her. Kong Sin-hai cut the power off, so Ju had to open the door and let her in. Kong Sin-hai meets Eun Chai's son and invites her to sleep there since it's late. The three of them slept apart, but Ju tried to get into Eun Chai's son's bed and Kong Sin-hai had to stop him. The next day, Ju met the guy he was working with, who was hiding behind an Audi. We learned that there were some guys following him, and Ju had to help him. He then went to the gym with Eun Chai's son, where he exercised with her before they did it behind a mini golf course. Ju was finally getting what he wanted. We then see that Kong Sin-hai and Eun Chai's son start hanging out and becoming friends. They go to a restaurant to dine together. After that, we see someone picking up Eun Chai's son in an Audi. It was the guy that Ju was working with. They drove around and the guys we saw before in the parking lot were still chasing the car. We find out that they have been taking pictures, and their objective is to show them. They even had photos of Ju with Kong Sin-hai. We learn that the guy who works with Ju wants to have them killed. They were trying to take some photos of Eun Chai's son on the street, but she caught them in the act and kicked one of them on the head. Later, they show her the picture of Ju with Kong Sin-hai and ask her to help them get the other guy, Ju's client. Eun Chai's son then breaks up with Ju and asks him to take her to a boat. She reveals to him that she is going with his client. Ju is sad and regretted. He calls her a few times to say he's sorry. Eun Chai's son gets to a hotel and waits for the guy. He arrives and gets in a jacuzzi with her, where she is preparing to trick him. She puts her bikini on his eyes and makes him blind for a while. While so, Eun Chai's son changed her spot with Kong Sin-hai and the photographers arrived to take the pictures. They were even able to play with him for a while. Eun Chai's son goes outside. Ju is there waiting to ask for her forgiveness. They decide to resume their relationship. Kong Sin-hai also showed up and supported them. Eun Chai's son and Ju then go to keep doing business together and take some pictures while it occurred. What would you do with a teacher like that? Let us know in the comment section. This was the movie recap for Love Match. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks, see you for the next one.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go